Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but we also talk about how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you this morning, this is something that we talked about on this channel way before this even became a thing. This is something that you and I had a discussion around presidential candidacy for Ron DeSantis. And now, all of a sudden, the media is recognizing that the constitutional carry bill that he's about to sign into office, or into law rather, only bolsters his move and his bona fides for a presidential run. It's almost like they could have listened to this and the conversation we had 3 months ago. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one, because this one is one we need to send out. And if you are new or you're a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn the notification bell on. We need as many of you as possible to get into the fold so we can help pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation, and thank you so much in advance for your consideration. And if you have not joined our website, secondpress.co, please do so. There's a link in the description box below. If you want the notification of what's going on, if you want original articles on the website, if you want the fight for our rights to the next generation, join it. It's right down there. It's completely free, and I would love to have you on there because we are about to change everything from here going forward, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Thank you so much in advance again for that consideration, but let's dive into this because this is what it's all about. Check this out. Florida lawmakers hand DeSantis political win on guns. Quote, "You don't need a permission slip from the government to be able to exercise your constitutional rights," the government said. Now, he's, of course, spot on. Now, this is an article from the AP. The AP pretty much drives all the other little all the little octopus arms of the media. They have the exact same thing going in their circles. But why is this important? Listen to the next one, and then I'm going to kind of circle it back to what we talked about when this whole thing began, as I alluded to in the intro. Tallahassee, Florida. The Republican-controlled Florida legislature on Thursday voted to let gun owners in the nation's third most populous state carry guns without a state permit, delivering on a campaign promise by Governor Ron DeSantis as he ramps up his expected run for president. This is the reason. This is the why. This is why 3-4 months ago, when this first started, we had a conversation, you and I together, about the fact that the odds of this being signed into law in Florida were extremely high because DeSantis campaigned on it, so he's got a promise he hasn't fulfilled yet. The Republicans had the supermajorities in the House and the Senate, and DeSantis has literally said, "I'm going to have this be law before I move out of office." Well, moving out of office would include him running for president, and he can't very well have a loss for gun rights, a major constituency on the right side of the aisle, in his record and repertoire if he's going to run for president. That's what we talked about in January and February of this year. And wouldn't you know it, now the AP is all about, well, they gave him a political win for his presidential candidacy. This is the point. It's always something bigger. It's not just about the gun control that they were trying to push or trying to stop gun rights from growing and making it the 26th constitutional carry state of the third most populous state in the country. It wasn't only about that. It was also about stopping DeSantis before he makes this national. This is the thing. It's always bigger. It's always the why. Follow it. Check it out, because that is why we cover things like this way early. Quote, "You don't need a permission slip from the government to be able to exercise your constitutional rights," DeSantis told an audience at the store, at one of the gun stores in Georgia. And as of right now, there's 25 states, so half of the states allow that. Well, in Florida next week, we're going to take it to 26 because I will be signing the legislation into law. So that's a done deal. Florida, the third most populous state, is going to be constitutional carry, number 26, tipping us over 50%, tipping us over on the third most populous state in the union. That's important because the left has a stranglehold on the populous states, except Florida, except for Texas. That kind of flies in the face of them winning all the big states, doesn't it? It does, 100%, because this is a really big deal. That's why they were reacting and not really telling you what they were so upset about. That's important. Read through the why, read through the BS, and you'll find the kernel of truth. That's what we try to focus on. But now I'm going to show you something that I want your opinion on. Let me know in the comments field below what you guys think of this, because this is an interesting one. This is a kind of a pro-con approach from the right side or the gun support aisle. I want to hear what you guys think. Although DeSantis had signaled for months that he supports the legislation, supporters of gun rights have repeatedly called on GOP legislators to go further and allow people in the state to carry guns openly. On Thursday, they criticized DeSantis for not going further. So they're criticizing DeSantis and the Republicans for not adding open carry into the constitutional carry bill, saying it's not constitutional carry. Check this out. Quote, This bill is a half measure and is not what the gun owners were promised, said Matt Collins, a gun rights supporter and former lobbyist for gun rights groups. It isn't true constitutional carry because it doesn't include an open carry provision. This bill is weak and failed leadership on part of Governor DeSantis and the Republican legislative leadership. Gun owners deserve better. So that's the part I want to hear what you guys think in the comments field below. Now keep in mind, once you get constitutional carry into law, just through the theory of incrementalism, which is what the left uses against our gun rights all the time for their gun control pushes, you could always add open carry at another session further in the future. You do have that possibility. This is not like the end of the road for it. So, but I want to know your thoughts. Do you think this is something that they took what they could get and it's a huge win, or because they did not go as far as they possibly could and make it as pure as they possibly could, it's worth nothing and a big loss? Personally, I think this is a big win with the potential to build on these foundations further. But let me know what you guys think. I cannot wait to see it, and thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm Braden. See you later.